Imagine saving a dying little creature in a filthy, rain-soaked alley, only to realize he's a genius strategist with a terrifyingly high IQ. From a fragile being terrified of its own shadow, flinching at every sound, to a gentleman who sips Earl Grey, fixes tech, and sets deadly traps. How did this tiny lab escape mouse bear save my life? Let me explain. It started on a miserable rainy night when I just wanted to get home. By the dumpsters, I heard scratching from a strange high-tech carrier. Inside was a tiny shivering chimera with a terrifying scar on his eye. I didn't think twice. I tucked him under my warm coat and rushed home. I offered him premium cat food, but he looked at it with pure disgust. Then I brewed some tea. He took my cup and drank like a British lord. Water didn't panic him. As I washed him, he intensely studied the tap. The next morning, I was shocked. My broken toaster was perfectly fixed. We locked eyes. The intelligence in his gaze clearly surpassed my own. I brought out a chessboard. He destroyed me in 3 moves, sipping tea. His thirst for knowledge was scary. He studied urban combat for hours. But he had a dark side. Thunder triggered his PTSD from the cruel lab. I'd lie on the floor for hours, holding his paw, proving he was safe. To celebrate our bond, I ordered a custom-tailored black suit for him. In that suit, he was the boss, but our perfect life was about to end. Suddenly, the window shattered. A massive biomonster burst into our living room. I fell back in pure terror. This hulking beast was going to tear us both apart. But Nezu, he didn't even flinch. He just calmly finished his cup of Earl Grey. With a tiny paw, he pressed a hidden button he had installed under the table. A trap door opened, dropping a massive steel beam right onto the beast's head. The monster just shrugged it off, roaring with blind rage. It locked onto Nezu. Nezu smirked and leaped gracefully, dodging the brutal smash that broke the desk. I could see him calculating, math and trajectories literally flashing in his eyes. He darted into the hallway. I scrambled through the broken glass to follow him. The beast charged after us, effortlessly smashing through the hallway walls. Nezu slid to a halt and pulled a hidden tripwire attached to the baseboards. A homemade flashbang erupted. I covered my eyes as the bright light filled the room. When my vision cleared, the monster was stumbling around blindly, totally confused. Nezu quickly wired my modified toaster's battery to a massive puddle of water. The blinded beast stepped right into it. A massive shock of electricity hit it. But the monster was too strong. It recovered and lunged straight at my face. Suddenly, Nezu used a makeshift grappling hook to pull me out of the fatal path. The beast missed me and crashed directly into a load-bearing pillar. Nezu had rigged it beforehand. The entire ceiling collapsed, burying the monster. I coughed through the dust. Nezu just brushed off his suit, completely unharmed. The dust settled. My home was a total ruin, but we were both still breathing. He reached out his tiny paw to help me up. His strength was surprisingly firm. I looked outside. The nightmare wasn't over. The entire city was under attack. We couldn't stay here. Nezu pointed up to the roof with absolute determination. I grabbed my emergency bag and chased him up the crumbling concrete stairwell. Up on the roof, the rain was pouring. Nezu immediately opened his wet laptop. He hacked the city cameras. A 3D tactical map showed a massive beast heading up. He quickly sketched a master plan on a scrap of paper. We had 5 minutes left. I followed his exact blueprints, wiring the main rooftop generator to the fences. Under his strict guidance, I mixed industrial chemicals into a massive steel drum. We built a makeshift heavy launcher from steel pipes and thick elevator cables. Nezu checked a tiny silver pocket watch and nodded. The trap was finally set. I looked over the ledge. A monstrous shadow was climbing the side of our building. The heavy metal roof door began to bulge. The beast was pounding from the inside. Amidst the chaos, Nezu calmly poured himself a fresh cup of tea from a thermos. The steel door exploded outward. A giant mutated villain stepped onto the roof. It roared at the sky as lightning struck behind it. This was the final boss. Nezu took a slow sip, smiled sharply, and pressed the master detonator switch. The concrete beneath the monster began to glow with intense, explosive energy. I threw my arms up to shield my face as the ultimate chain reaction began. The roof erupted in a massive, beautiful chain reaction of raw power. The force knocked me flat. It was pure chaos for a few seconds. I scrambled up, coughing. The air was thick with smoke and rain. The beast was down. Nezu's insane calculations actually worked perfectly. Nezu just put his empty teacup down, like it was an ordinary Tuesday. Rescue finally arrived, but they didn't know we'd already won. Weeks later, we moved into a new place. It was time for a fresh start. He had his own space now, perfect for planning, whatever he plans. I bought a better teapot for the occasion. We deserved the upgrade. Our morning routine was peaceful, like nothing terrible ever happened. He could have left. He's smart enough to rule the world on his own. But he chose to stay. I think we were both done being alone. We made it official, roommates and tactical partners, permanently. I got him a new white suit to celebrate. He looked incredibly sharp.
Feels so dapper.
Evenings were calm now.
beautiful
The
sunset.
city below was slowly healing itself. Then, the most important part of the day arrived, tea time. The perfect scent of fresh Earl Grey filled the air around us. I raised my cup to
Cheers.
him, to friendship, to safety, and to tea. He took a slow sip, pure bliss on his face. He was truly happy. Turns out, even a super genius needs a true friend to share a cup of tea.